Good morning, my dear. Happy Neptune and Aries transit from now until 2038, 2039. This is so beautiful. This is healthy leadership. This is positive changes. This is, sweeping change. And welcome if this is your first time here. My name is Sarah. I'm a channeler and an astrologer. And today we are going to be channeling messages through the lens. We always speak in lenses around here because I wear big old glasses. We're going to be channeling messages through the lens of astrology and this transit. And when I do really long range transits, I have a whole playlist. I'll put the link for that below. When I do super long range transits, I usually don't include the rest of the planets. I usually just kind of put down the planet that we're focused on and look at that transit in and of itself. For example, this is the planet Pluto, and I've done an all signs reading for Pluto. I think that goes to like 2041 or something like that, but please don't quote me. I can't remember off the top of my head. So we just kind of focused a little bit on that. For a bit of the deep dives, the Four Horsemen playlist, the Neptune video on the Four Horsemen, that could be a really nourishing video to talk about some of the key dates of the transit, 2025 and 2026. One super important thing that I just wanted to talk about super quickly is that Neptune is going to, and this isn't until 2038, Neptune is going to dip its toes into Taurus, 21st of May 2038, retrograde back into Aries 21st October 2038, and then fully enter Taurus energy on the 23rd of March 2039. So the date that I have as our goal is 23rd of March 2039. And I want to keep that, even though we're going to get a little bit of a preview of it. It has some important aspects that really match the astrology of today. Today's the 26th of January as I record this, which is when Neptune is going to enter into Aries energy. First time in a very long time. This is a once in a lifetime transit. We will never have Neptune in Pisces again in our lifetime, and we only get one shot of Neptune in Aries. So this is very powerful, sweeping change of energy, sweeping change. And I want to highlight before I even get started that, like, my disclaimer is that this is not a personalized reading. Please do not take anything that I say as doctrine. Reach out directly if you'd like to book a personalized reading, and please do your own research on everything that I say. We're playing with crystals. I'm channeling. Do not take this as doctrine. Do not make massive sweeping change in your life because you found this reading. My voice is meant to unlock codes within you. These readings, these channels are meant to unlock knowings within you, to give you the validation to move forward, and to give you a little bit of like the push out the nest to move forward a little bit as well. I'm going to say this gently, we can always look back as to where we were when Neptune first entered Pisces energy. I could have written that down. I might have written that down. When was that? February 2012, I think. Yeah. And then what was going on when Neptune right now is entering Aries energy. We could also, because we've already tasted this energy, go back to 2025, where we had on the 30th of March, 2025, Neptune dipped its toes into Aries energy. On the 22nd of October, went back into Pisces. And from the 22nd of October until the 26th of January, he's just been chilling at 29 degrees of Pisces, the very last sign of the entire zodiac. So if things have been falling apart, if things have been really uncomfortable, if things have been really painful, sad, emotional, guttural, we can look at Neptune for that. Pisces, Neptune has been happy in Pisces. Pisces is run by Neptune as well as Jupiter. So we can look at this planet being kind of like at home here. I'll say it at home here. Let's break it down step by step. The 12th house, Pisces, is about soul purpose, healings, closures, and coming home. Pisces is a very mystical sign. It is mutable water energy. It is what I like to lovingly call the baby ancients, where they are so knowing and so old soul, yet sometimes they have trouble with boundaries or trouble humaning because they just can be very trusting and very loving. And it's a really beautiful thing. They're like the archetypes of this world. They're like the archetypes of this world. Kind of like the happy little twinkle in their eye, and they're just so special and so needed. Neptune, again, sweeping change, but also illusion and disillusion. This is water energy. This is tidal wave energy. This is our, collective Poseidon in the sky. And I make a joke, it's not so funny, that, when you have a really strong Neptune transit, it's like a tidal wave comes over that area of your life or your chart. And you look up at Neptune and you're just like, geez, what did you just do here? And Neptune's like you took everything. You took the good, the bad, the ugly. You took everything. Yeah, tidal waves don't really discern. And, Neptune is like, but there's all this space for healthy activities now. Now look at all this healthy space you've got. You can do whatever you want with it now. And so sweeping change. We can look at, Pluto in Aquarius. We can look at these, massive boulders, because only second to Pluto, this is the second to outermost planet, Pluto and Neptune. These are the outermost planets. So Pluto, when it entered Aquarius, again, I put the link for the longer range transit playlist below, so you can do I have a full all signs reading for Pluto and Aquarius. Pluto in Aquarius, Pluto in and of itself, this is the Phoenix planet. So it might be quick, it might be a slow burn, but it also is going to be very permanent, what changes. I feel like sometimes Pluto transits do kind of feel like it's sole purpose for sure, but it's almost like, it's almost so potent. And please read the disclaimer about how I channel. These channels are definitely available for everyone, but sometimes there's a harshness, there's a little curtness that comes through in the channel. So that's just the way that the God of my understanding talks to me. So it sometimes can be a little off-putting. So I just wanted to say that. Then sometimes Pluto transits can feel like they're happening to us, but then when we look up, we're like, oh no, this is my soul contract. This is what I chose. I get it. It's just not fun and enjoyable. It's always playful. It can be for Scorpio placements. They're run by Pluto. And we'll talk about Scorpio in a minute, or where Scorpio falls in your chart. We're going to talk about Scorpio. Scorpio is heavily activated by this transit. But when it comes to Neptune, we have illusion and disillusion. Mutable water energy. Mutable negative water energy. Just the polarity of Pisces waters. We can actively choose. We can actively choose to swan dive headfirst into things, or to actively, radically make a different move. I'm going to speak from I statements. We do that here around the cafe. If you're new at the channel, we speak from I statements. So for me, this transit, I swan dove heavily into addictive substances, and now coming out of this 100% sober. 100%. I don't drink. I don't ingest cannabis flower, no hallucinogens, none whatsoever. But this transit, my guy, I was in that. I was addicted to, I personally believe, again, another I statement, that when it comes to the seed of addiction, you don't really get rid of it. It doesn't go away. You just put it into something. I got addicted to cannabis flower. I got addicted to exercise. I got addicted to contortionist yoga. I got addicted to all of these different things. I got addicted to relationships, all the things. But now coming out of it, the discernment over inner power and what to do with that, what I could label as addiction, or what we could label, I guess, in the spiritual community as the shadow self. Now I have a good relationship with that version of myself. Getting to know myself, getting to know my own power, and appreciating my own power. So when Neptune enters Aries energy, what does all that mean for me, Sarah? When Neptune enters Aries energy, which is cardinal fire, positive cardinal fire energy. This is you finding your stage. This is you finding your platform, your team, your family, your home, your flock, the people that need you, the people that need what you have to say. I mean, look at Pluto in the house of community and Neptune in the house of self, the storefront view of my life, the rising sign. The storefront view of my life, meaning when someone walks by your life, what do they see? Are you actively, we've been talking about this for a while now, are you actively living the life of your future self, of your future self, all these different things? Or are you still in fear? Are you still in lack? Are you choosing to be attached to the past? So I'll say this with, complete disclaimers. I have a membership group. I have an all signs reading for the entirety of the year ahead that's available in the membership groups. All the links are below. The reason I say, usually what I would say in the middle of a transit is look back, process, be present, make plans, and look forward. What I'm really finding for a lot of signs, for Leo, for Gemini, sometimes for Pisces, I think that's it, maybe Libra and Virgo, looking back might not be the healthiest thing to do, because we can get stuck in that analysis paralysis. We can get stuck in that, like, oh, I did this bad, I did this bad, I did this bad, where I don't really want that. This is not a passive world that we're living in right now. This is time to take action steps. It's time to not get addicted to the self-deprecating behavior of sitting in your own shame. It's time to take action steps to move forward. I wouldn't be me if I didn't have every single experience in my past. I wouldn't be good at what it is that I do when I hold space for others if I couldn't say, hey, I've stood exactly where you're standing and I know what that feels like. I come from leadership, I come from corporate, I come from service, I come from trauma, big T, little t traumas, I come from childhood traumas, I come from narcissistic relationships, abuse, verbal abuse. I come from all these things, and it makes me good at what I do. I wouldn't change a thing. But I have also been in lifetimes, or let me rephrase, I've also been in seasons of this human life where I wore those traumas on my lapel like a label. I was proud of them, and I put that on a badge. I was like, yeah, I don't have to evolve. Pity me, feel bad for me. So I'm not coming at you. I'm just saying that this transit is not just about taking personal responsibility. It's about co-creating with the God of your understanding and giving your shame, your past, your whatever to the God of your understanding. Saying, take this, I don't want this anymore. I'm ready to be done with it. The God of your understanding will take it gladly. We label it as crap. We label it as muck. But what's the best fertilizer? Manure. So I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Oh, I just found an auspicious thing. My brain follows patterns and beautiful things like that. So we're looking at the 26th of January is where we're starting, and we're heading to the 23rd of March, 2039. Two aspects are happening that are the same. So this is the moment where Neptune goes into Aries energy. This is Pluto, this is Neptune. This is Mars, our little assertive planet in the sky. He's conjunct at the same point in the sky with Pluto, the moment that Neptune goes into Aries. You're at 2 degrees Aquarius, you are at 3 degrees of Aquarius. We also have a sextile. This fun, workable energy. It's like your favorite cousin showing up at the party. You can either burn it down, or you can do good things, you can go for that walk, you can do whatever you want. We have Saturn, our inner disciplinarian, at 28 degrees of Pisces energy. We have Uranus, our galactic awakening planet in the sky, at 27 degrees of Taurus, sextile. Both of these planets are going to be you'll be entering Aries next month, you'll be entering Gemini in a few months. So this is they're not by exactitude in any capacity, they're off by a degree. But this is fascinating to me. Because when I look forward to 2039, we have Pluto, 24 degrees of Aquarius, Mars at 23, conjunct. We have Saturn in Virgo energy, 25 degrees. You're going to be retrograde. And we have Uranus in Cancer energy at 24 degrees. Sextile. Yeah. Isn't that fascinating? Isn't that fascinating? There's also Jupiter that's going to be in Leo energy over here, which is going to be opposing this. But I mean, again, I'm looking forward to 2039 over here. So I'm probably not even going to put any of these guys down, but I just wanted you to see. I just wanted you to see. So this, like I said, this is Scorpio energy. Mars and Pluto are run by Scorpio. This is Aquarius energy. Saturn and Uranus. Aquarius is run by Saturn and Uranus. Neptune, Piscean run, Aries, so looking at Aquarius is definitely, we know that. Age of Aquarius, we know that. Aquarius, you're getting rocked and rolled. Absolutely. Look at this. Is this a yod? Dude, it's a yod. I'm just realizing that now. Yep, it's a yod. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm getting far too into it. This is just me getting so excited in my wee studio, playing with my crystals, channeling divine messages for you, my dear. So let's sit back and relax and channel and see what comes through. Like I said, none of this is doctrine. Please take what resonates, don't take what doesn't resonate. Do your own research and always watch for your rising sign first, and then your sun sign, and then your moon sign to get the vibrations. But truly pay attention to where Aries falls in your chart. 0 to 4 degrees of Aries, that's all that Neptune is going to transit in 2026. So this is quite a long transit. So please, we can't say, oh, we're going to be confused for the next 13, 14 years. We're going to be, making bank. We're going to be losing everything. We're going to be emotional. We can't set such big, broad brushstroke blanket statements like that. This is a flavor. This is an aesthetic. This is a theme we're going to be experiencing. So find exactly where this is falling in your chart, the entirety of the house of Aries, and especially where 0 to 4 degrees of Aries is falling. That is getting so rocked in 2026. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Aries rising. Aries. Oh, let me introduce the planets. I'm not going to put them all down in any capacity, but just so you know, this is the sun. This is the moon. Mercury. Venus and Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Chiron, Black Moon Lilith, and the North Node and the South Node, which I put down like this. So you kind of see what the North Node is going into and what the South Node is releasing. Yeah. All right, now let's do it. Aries rising, Aries sun, Aries moon. This is a very important time and season in your life. Very important. We don't get full Neptune transits, we don't get full Pluto transits, so we chose actively to have Pluto in our 11th house, especially for Aries rising. We chose actively to have Neptune in our first house. It won't transit the entirety of the chart in your lifetime. So this is so scripted. This is biblical. This is written. This is a time. This is your time. Are you going to be the hero or the villain of your own story? Not of someone else's story. We're allowed to be the villain. We're supposed to be the villain in a few other people's stories. It's kind of fun that way. That's the way that this world works. We're living in a third-dimensional matrix that's created with our thoughts, words, actions, and intentions, but we're living out a story. Archetypally, we're living out a story. So what story have you been crafting? What's next for you? Don't look back. Look right at me. Look right here. There's so many parables. There's so many stories that speak of not looking back. We can go to the Bible, remember Lot's wife. We can think of Dorothy entering into Oz and opening the door. She doesn't stay back in the house and be like, oh my God, there's all these little people outside. She don't do that. She keeps walking. One foot in front of the other. Keep stepping. This is a very potent time for you. This is a very potent season of life that will most likely have bouts of confusion, which will most likely have bouts of imposter syndrome, will most likely have bouts of frustration, anger, just sadness, all different things. You're being elevated out, full body chill. You're being removed from whatever you're in, and you're being brought to whatever you're going into, for sure. If you have Scorpio placements as well, dude, you're getting upgraded. And for your chart ruler, the moment that this transit starts to be conjunct Pluto, this is some of the deepest transformations you've ever had in your entire life. Last year might have been guttural. It might have been absolutely guttural. The past 5 years might have been guttural. Or even the whole season of your life before that. You can look at wherever Neptune was when you were born. Somewhere up here. I was born in 87, and so Neptune was in Capricorn when I was born. So it's like, you've had Neptune transiting the entirety of your public life. Now it's going into the self. Now it's going deeper. It's time you're going to be reaping what you've sown. And it's not going to make full sense, for sure. It's not going to be like, oh, I, signed up for this contest in 1993 and now I'm finally getting what it is that I'm supposed to be getting. It's not like that. It's like the God of your understanding saw how many times you opened the door for people, saw how many times you gave away your last penny, and they don't even make pennies anymore. Every time you were kind to someone, every time you didn't judge, every time you chose, and maybe to have been perceived as naive. There's a lot happening, Aries, that has already transformed you, and this is a season of finding the people that have equally transformed. They're not going to be just like you, but the ones that you're meant to grow with. So keep shining, even if you think no one's watching. The God of your understanding is watching and has always been. So keep it up and trust that everything that comes for you, and try your best. Oh my goodness, there's like some teenage angst that might come up, or a little bit of told you so stuff that might come up. And if that resonates, please comment below. I've talked about it before, where we can get stuck in our awakening. That's definitely a video to watch. It's from a while ago, but yeah, there's no soapboxing anything. Just accept gracefully and graciously what's happening. It's your time. It's your time. Enjoy it. Taurus rising. Taurus sun, Taurus moon. This is a good, exciting, this is a time. This is a beautiful time. This is a beautiful time. This is your house of healings, closures, and coming home. A lot of you, I just have a feeling, are going to, and please, this isn't doctrine, but this isn't prophecy. This is just a dramatization of what I'm seeing, where a lot of you, if you've been hustling, if you've been working, maybe if you're a little bit older, you're like, I'm kind of done. I'm ready to live a leisurely life. Thinking of the person that just lives somewhere randomly and just bought a house, and they're just I'm just going to show pictures of me decorating this nook, this corner, and just maybe have hundreds of thousands of followers, maybe have 7, who knows. But I just have a feeling that this season is about you kind of being able to enjoy Just some quiet peace. Just some quiet peace. If you want to. If you want to. You know, this could be if you wanted to, you know, fully put yourself out there and keep going. But for the Taurus risings especially that are here, not Taurus sun and moon, but for the Taurus risings that are really here, it's, you know, I'm getting reminded of, I have a monthly Council of Nine gathering, and January's gathering, they talked about, you know, certain channelers, and it was through the lens of channeling, and I'm being called to just stick with channeling. Certain channelers have like kind of like done what it is that they're supposed to do. And they're supposed to kind of like pull back a little bit. In the longer range transit playlist, I have a video 2024 to 2027, the changing of the guides, that explains it a little bit more. But it's kind of like the people that have been in power, or not just like the powers that were, I don't want to look at it in a negative, but in a positive, like people that have been channelers that have kind of gotten the collective to this point, they're ready to kind of frolic. They're ready to go out into the woods and kind of just like start their community center and just vibe. What the council was saying, and you know, we had guests from the GFL, like it was a really potent, that recording is available, so please, the link is in the description for my website, please reach out on the council gathering page. But they were speaking about how certain channelers, certain people are choosing actively not to step down, and not like their powers are getting taken away from them, but they're starting to project their own personal perspectives as if it is the channeled entity. And so if you want, the reason I say this is, if you want to continue to be sharing and to be inspiring and to be doing all of these things, my guy, my friend, my dear, do it. But if you're like, oh, bougie life would be amazing, I don't have to like worry about the algorithm, I don't have to worry about anything, I can just live. Yeah. Uranus is going to be going into your house of money this year. Like, yeah, you can have that. You can have that. So I'd say Taurus rising, you have a choice to make, and to be honest with yourself and the God of your own understanding. And I would for sure be making it before Uranus goes into Gemini, because you can have anything that you want, for sure. But if you're doing things out of obligation, if you're doing things out of like, well, I've been doing this for so long and I have a platform and I have this and I have this. If you're sacrificing yourself, dude, nobody wants that from you. Nobody. We all want everybody to be happy. I do. I'll speak for my statements. I can't speak for the world. I want you to be happy. I want you to have whatever level of comfort you want in this world. For sure. And you don't owe anybody an non-authentic version of yourself. You don't owe me your daily, like, I saw once there was a woman, I couldn't remember her name even if I tried. She's an influencer, and I'm sure she still is, but it was a while ago. I don't follow her anymore. This was years ago, where she's like, I had a dream of me, like in 30 years, putting on makeup to like take a selfie. And she's like, I got really like, whoa, I don't want to be doing this then. I really don't. And she was older than me at the time. So I would say in her late 30s, early 40s. And I get that. I get that. The point of the awakening is to awaken so that everyone can live the life that they want to be living. So you don't have to sacrifice yourself for it. Once your task is complete, all things are going to get taken care of. So when do you want to retire is basically what I'm saying. I love you. Reach out if I can support. Gemini. Gemini rising, Gemini sun, Gemini moon. Gemini rising especially, I don't think anyone fully grasps the inner work that you've gone through. I mean, Pluto in Capricorn, that 2008 until 2023 transit, like I don't think a lot of people understand what you've gone through. I don't think they do. I see you. I respect you. Like, I'm just like looking at like, whoa, you chose for that to be public, dude. You chose for all that to be public. And you're like, yeah. It's all for the storyline. All for the storyline. I respect it. I feel like if you have Aries placements, and I feel like you and Aries are going to be good friends in the next few years, or making friends with an Aries, or doing something with an Aries. I don't know maybe you marry an Aries. I have no idea, but I feel like you and Aries just get each other. I love Gemini placements. I'm an Aries sun, and I love Aquarius placements. Like we just vibe. We're sextiles. But this is an incredible opportunity for you to really meet the people that are attached to your future. This could be a huge move. I could see this as, I could see this as you really finding home in another country, in another area of the world. And, I'm just seeing this image of the world becoming smaller for you. Yeah. Like, and you just like taking out your passports and you're like, look at me. Look at me. Yeah. This could be working somewhere different. This could be working from your laptop. This could be finding, land of like 24 acres of land. And you're just like, I'm just going to stay over here today, and this day over here today, and this day over here today, and this day over here today. Or just letting your life be a little bit more community-based. But also you and Cancer in the past year have really noticed have like kind of been like on the forefront of things changing and of things growing and of things becoming really, you're kind of the archetype of, again, what we talked about with the Pluto transit, you're kind of like the archetype of like, I went first. And so now be ready to welcome others. Be ready to welcome others. This is the house of higher education, long distance travel, quest and adventure. So you could be moving, you could be showing others how to move, but both of these planets, this is Pluto and Neptune, are public planets. This is the public area of your chart. Where Uranus this year is going to be going into your sign. We'll talk about that later. But huge change. Huge change. That's the trifecta. These guys are just kind of hanging out for the next few years. So you, community, and higher education, quest, adventure, long distance travel, big things, public, self. This is home, family, cultural family roots, relationships, public life. So you're having like big upgrades. Yeah. Surround yourself with winners is the phrase that I like, which is, here at the Caffè, we celebrate each other's wins. What's meant for you is only meant for you. It doesn't take anything from me. What's meant for me is only meant for me, nobody else. So you winning doesn't affect me. I want everyone in the world to win. I want everyone to thrive. I want everyone to have what it is that they want, need, and desire. Everything. There's no lack. So if you have to convince the person in front of you that you spend time with on a regular basis, Gemini, to understand your values, not your belief systems, but your values, clock that, be aware of that, and pull back from that. Yeah, I would talk to the God of your own understanding and really set some intentions as to the type of person that you are and the type of person that you want to surround yourself with. Cool. Cancer rising, Cancer sun, Cancer moon. This is amazing. This is amazing. This is the tippity top of your chart. This is the house of legacy and public life and career. Not what you do every day. That's Sag, that's over here. But this is like, in a morbid way, what they say at your eulogy. What kind of legacy are you building? And I think I said this to Aries. I don't think this was in the introduction, but like, the villain and the superhero are both public figures. They kind of also have the same origin story. So you get to choose. You get to choose. I would definitely just ask yourself, just generally, from the time that Neptune went into Pisces until now, did I check out or did I go all in? That's it. Yeah. This isn't about judging yourself for the nitty gritty, for the minutia of like this day back in 2017, I was this. No, if you stumbled and fell in the journey, in the arena, totally different than running and hiding and checking out. So we're going from trine energy to square energy. This is the time where the structures are made. This is a beautiful experience. This is a beautiful transit for you. Allowing things to be beautifully public and recognizing how much, how do I say? I would look at your Libra placements down here, what you need to feel safe when things are happening publicly. Because you can do anything publicly as long as you have your key people. But please, if you have any like not so good play, like if you have like the South node over here in Libra, like look at your people pleasing and stuff like that, but like have the healthiest of homes so that you can do more. Have the healthiest, and more meaning like I do something once and it like scale your business, whatever it is that you're doing. Allow it to be something like going from one-on-ones to group fitness, like having, you know, like one location, have 7 locations, delegate, have an assistant, like do things in a way that feel, and just contemplate that right now, Cancer. Just contemplate that. You don't have to step fully into it, but contemplate it now. You've got many years for this transit, so contemplate where you want to be in 2039, the version of yourself you want to be. For some of you, eventually retirement. For some of you, going all in so that, you know, your daily life doesn't feel like work. That's a beautiful transit. I love it. Amazing. Leo rising. Leo sun, Leo moon, where you going? Where are you off to? Where are you off to? Where are you off to? You know, you have Pluto in your house of relationships. Pluto will be in Aquarius for the entirety of this transit. It's so I'm putting Pluto down for some people, but this is quest, fun adventure, and long distance travel and higher education. Do you want to learn? Do you want to teach? Do you want to travel? Do you want to move? Do you want to sell all your possessions and buy a van and travel the country? Do you want to do a different job? Yeah. This is about stretching, leaving home, not being the big fish in a small pond, but really like allowing your, you know, lion's roar to happen. This is a trine, kiddo. So yes, for sure, look at where 0 to 4 degree of Aries is, but what's 0 to 4 of Leo? This is powerful, transformative energy, sweeping change. Allow it to be complete. I also have to highlight some of the past recent all signs readings that I've done in my membership group, as well as the all signs reading I did for 2026 for Leo. You might still be leaving a bunch of things behind if you're watching this in January of 2026. It's like giving yourself a few months of this year to still be letting things go. And so you're one of the signs that I don't recommend looking back to, like, how did I handle the the Neptune and Pisces? I don't want you to get stuck in that. I want you to feel good to continuously close cycles and let things go and not feel like you constantly have to be developing and moving forward. Sarah, that completely contradicts everything that you're saying. This is a transit that's going to 2039, okay? So it's like in January, I'd say from like January, where's the sun? Here, going to like Aries season, or going to the Cancer solstice in 2030 or 2026, let things go. End the relationship, move, shift, change, grow, develop, allow things to be happening in a way that feels good for you. And the moment you're supposed to transform into another version of yourself, you will. You will. For some of you, for someone, you already have transformed. You already have become a different version of yourself. There are thoughts that don't match the version of you that you were last year, even yesterday. And it's okay to share them. part of the coolest. It's like being a human is so cool. We can learn something new and change. And change. We're not meant to stay the same. Virgo rising, Virgo sun, Virgo moon. I love this for you. I love it for you. I love it. 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 I just love it. Whew. Okay, buddy. This is the depths of transformation in a way that feel complete, powerful, beautiful, and like a phoenix. I mean, this is the Phoenix run house. Normally this is a Scorpio run house for you. It's Aries. So this is deep transformation. This is shared possessions. This is rebirth. This is, after the connection of relationships, the important people of our life, these are the ones we sign papers with. This is the ones we share bodily fluids with. This is the ones that we share contracts with, buy homes with. I could see a whole aesthetic change for you. Yeah. And like oscillating all the time. I'm seeing you with like tons of like piercings and tattoos, and then one day you just want to wear pastels, and then the next day you want to wear goth, and the next day you want to wear this. And I'm seeing some of you get tattoos removed. I'm seeing some of you get tattoos and like all different things. And it's like, I want to get something pierced. It's like, just buy a Caffè first, or things like that, like it's okay. It's okay. Or draw on yourself. Yeah. I tried to get this tattoo twice and it didn't stick. And so now I'm like, just draw on it. Just draw all over it. This is funny. I don't talk about this ever. And God is like, talk about this. It's when something is not meant to be somewhere, it's just not going to stick. Literally got this tattooed twice. A little tree with a cross. Like, my body was like, no. And so I still don't know what to do with it, but I'm going to draw on it. So if something's meant for you, it's only meant for you. If something's not meant for you, it's not going to be there. It's not going to stick. Are you trying to make something work that isn't supposed to be working? Are you trying to do a job even though you're not supposed to be working so hard? Uranus is going to be going into your house of legacy this year. So it's like there's astrological validation for what it's like. I'm seeing you clutching your invisible pearls being like, but who am I if I'm not working? Who am I if I'm not doing this? Who am I if I'm not doing that? Dude, we're meant to run around and eat grapes and frolic and be playing violins and violas and singing and having a community. We're meant to do yoga. We're not meant to, worry about these things in a cubicle in an office. So very like cliche, be the change that you want to see in the world. Be the change. Are you focusing on the crumbling systems? Or are you embodying the change? There's a woman that I knew years ago in my waitressing days. She would come in all the time, and I just loved seeing her. And it was like, when she told me, she was telling me a story about like 2020, 2021, and I didn't really know her then. She's like, yeah, everybody's posting about all of the things and their opinions and their perspectives, and I'm posting pictures of kittens and flowers because I want to, and it changes the world. And I was like, actually, it is. It actually is. You're embodying the change. Yeah. And I actively pursue videos and pictures of kittens playing in the snow and puppies and all different things. So it's like, be the change. Be the change. This doesn't have to be an intimidating transit. The 8th house is the lions and tigers and bears portion of the chart, so it can be as scary or perceived, and this might be contradictory to what other astrologers or what you yourself think is going to happen, especially Virgo risings. But right now, be the change. Be the sweeping change inside of yourself. The way you dress, the way you walk, the talk, the act, post, all of it. Be the change. I love that. I did not expect that, Virgo. Amazing. Libra. Libra rising. Libra sun, Libra moon. Oh, I love this for you. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I think I touched upon this transit a bit ago. I've touched upon it before in numerous videos. We have the Saturn-Neptune conjunction happening at 0 degree of Aries. And this is your descendant sign. This is your house of relationships, the important people of your life. And I remember like the first time I had talked about it, there was a little pushback of like, I'm not looking for a relationship and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't want that, blah, 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 like all these different things. These are the important people of your life. This is seeing God in others. So there's been an incredible amount of transformation. For you to script this, for you to script the Saturn-Neptune conjunction to happen at 0 degree of your descendant sign, that's the equal and opposite to you. What do you mean by that, Sarah? You've gone through some deep, dark things. You've gone through some deep, dark things. And not everybody knows it because it's you. And so it's like the shell of who you used to be, the trauma responses, all of that is like cracking off of you. I'm saying like you're just like being born out of this beautiful egg and you emerge, and certain people can't look at you anymore because it's like looking into the sun. It's like, oh my God, you're so healed and you're so this and you're so beautiful and I'm not worthy. And you're like, you are worthy, but you're not doing your own inner work and you're not looking at your own inner worth. So not that you're not worthy, but like it takes incredible, deep inner cleaning to become so bright, Libra. So I just want to honor that. I just want to honor you, that it takes courage and it takes discernment and it takes the capacity to roll up those sleeves and say, yep, not only did I contract that, I'm not going to spiritually bypass it, but that was incredibly painful. That was disturbing. That was gross. I went in, I did the work. I cleaned up my own inner garden. I nourished my own inner temple. I drink water. I love myself. It's disturbing. It's not always easy, but I'm doing it. And then this transit brings those people that are on your vibration. I don't want to say like on your level because that puts it in the hierarchical. It's not like that. They're on your vibe. They can see you. They honor you. You know, it's kind of like it's a beautiful comment or beautiful compliment to receive. But it depends on the person who's giving it, which is like, oh, you've got great energy. You've got great energy. And you can tell. You can tell when it's like, oh my God, I really see you. I see your energy and you seem like an interesting person and you seem like a vibe. And like, I just love the way you're presenting yourself. And then there's someone that's like, whoa, like your vibe, your energy is delicious. And you're like, yeah, you don't really know why you're here. You don't really know why you're talking to me. You can discern. You can discern that. So this isn't about, you know, transits aren't the planets happening to us. It's available for us. So your discernment is like, I can smell a liar. I can smell an unhealed mother wound. I can smell narcissistic tendencies from miles away. You can. That's a superpower. So don't think that this is going to bring negative. It's going to bring people that are on your vibration. If you expect negativity, then that's what smells around you. That's the aura, that's the perfume, the cologne that you're wearing, and that the people that are ready to nourish that are going to get drawn to you, Libra. So if you say, I'm surrounded by trustworthy, loving, vibrant, community-based people that do their inner work, done. Yeah. What type of person do you want in your inner circle and in your feed, like on your feed and your algorithm? Like tell the universe what you want. Don't let the app tell you what you want. Tell the universe what you want. And don't even get me started on dating apps. You're better than that. You're better than that. Scorpio rising. I'm going to clear it again. We gotta talk. We got to talk. If you did not watch the introduction where it comes to the conjunction of your ruling planets, please do. Please do. Transit starts, Pluto-Mars conjunct. Transit ends, Pluto-Mars conjunct with Jupiter in opposition. You don't have to go watch it. I mean, that's just the shorthand of it. Mars is going to go around and around and around many times, but I'm just keeping them here because they're your chart rulers. This is amazing. I love this. I absolutely love this. How you navigated the past, 14 years, 13 years with Neptune in Pisces is going to dictate where you're going. Sobriety, whatever that means to you, I hope was something that was integrated, and that's not for everyone, but meaning, when do I make decisions? Do I let my inner child make decisions? Do I let my, high self make decisions? Do I let my inner teenager who's raging out make decisions? Or am I the adult that runs the human avatar that makes the actual decisions for my daily life? So not everybody has to be sober to understand this or to receive this, but did you check out in relationships? Did you check out in joy and play? And were you letting your inner child run the ship for Neptune and Pisces? Or did you get to know your inner child and love your inner child and give them a safe space? Get to know your inner teenager, get to know yourself. Set boundaries with family members for sure. Have healthy relationships with family members for sure. I'm gonna raise the table, you might hear the noise. I'll stand up with you, because this is about daily life, health, and practical service. There might be some health things that have been coming up lately. I actually do want you to look back at 2025, the transit of when Neptune first stepped into Aries. It was from March until, I mentioned it, hold on, let me check, 30th of March to the 22nd of October. What health-related stuff was coming up for you then? What ego-related stuff was coming up for you then? What family issues, what was coming up, and did you face it? Did you face it? There's a lot that's really being asked of you right now. And it's not about labeling your traumas on your lapel to say, I am this version of me because of this. We know we don't do that around here. But what has happened to you in the past was not for nothing. And you will be helpful for other people in this world. You don't always have to talk about it. You can if you want, but it doesn't have to be something that runs your everyday. I'm just kind of seeing Uranus going into Gemini over here. And this being yoding to you. Yeah. You're going to be put in environments that you might not feel ready for, but you are ready for. You break the mold. And this isn't for everyone, but you break the mold, and you contradict maybe certain things that are, I don't want to say mainstream, but it's you have lived through contradictions, is what I'm hearing. That, yeah, it's whether it's professional or physical or financial or something, it's you have gone against the grain in a way that kind of baffles people, and you can speak from I statements to say, yeah, that doesn't work, or yeah, that was wrong, or yeah, I was lied to. Yeah, there's something very specific about, yeah, you kind of break the mold. You kind of contradict certain things, and this transit is if you've felt a little bit lonely, it's kind of on purpose, because not many people really understand what it is that you've gone through. And the more time, if 2025 was a little bit of like a hermit phase, I would say that was kind of on purpose for you to kind of like get to know, but also believe yourself and believe in yourself. You know, you already believe in yourself. It's like, believe you in your story. Yeah. For some of you, you will be telling your story. This is powerful stuff, dude. Powerful stuff. Jazzed for you. Love it. Keep it up. Love you. Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius moon, Sagittarius sun. This is a good time. This is a trine to you. Early degree. We're kind of like, we're looking at the whole transit for sure, but like whatever is 0 to 4 degree of Sag, that is like getting the trine in 2026. But I mean, you'll have the whole transit here. But this is play, this is joy, this is creativity and childlike spirits and romance. If you want to have children, this is the transit to be doing it for sure. If you want to be moving, if you are looking for a relationship, there's like this pedestal, this archetype that you're burning down, which is really beautiful. I love that, because you're going from like the square to the trine, which is lovely. So it might have been during this time period from, you know, Neptune and Pisces until now. You might have moved numerous times. You might have lost family members. You might have gained family members or friends that are family. You might have changed jobs. You might have changed belief systems. You might have changed values. You might have changed a lot. And so this transit, it might feel like there's like this fork in the road in front of you. And the image that I'm getting is like, it's kind of like this, and not like you go left or right, but it's like, oh, I could just take this and then get back to this if I so choose. No, you gotta go all the way back to the beginning to go down the other road. It could be about sobriety, for sure. That could be something that's coming up. This could be about a relationship that you don't want to be in anymore, recognizing that. This could be recognizing that you, it's like you've changed beliefs or you want to move. There's like going from one to the other. And it's not like the pendulum of like, oh, I'm, left and now I'm going right, or I'm this and I'm going this. But you're like, yeah, I just kind of really am ready to not be as stagnant as I've been. How you? And really grasping the video, the 2024 to 2027, the changing of the guides, that's popping into my head. The link for my longer range transit playlist is below. It's in that playlist. But it's kind of like, it's like, if you're in a relationship that you don't want to be in, having a child with that person doesn't fix the relationship. If you feel like this is just a parable, but like drinking a little too much, maybe not going to the pub as many times, maybe trying going to the gym or going to a park or going to like a pottery class or something like that. It could be fun. It takes courage to break the mold. I'm seeing like if, all my friends have this one belief system, and what if I change that belief system, then what do I do? It takes courage for sure, but what I love about Neptune and Poseidon is that there will be infinite opportunities. Whatever's coming up for you as I'm talking, Sag, whatever is coming up, there'll be infinite opportunities for you to stand in your truth, stand in your power, stand in your authenticity, and kind of release certain relationships. This is about romance. So if you're in an unaligned relationship, things will fall apart. They will immediately fall apart. The God of my understanding has pointed to me. So I was looking back because I'm a Scorpio rising, but Neptune is in my 5th house right now. And so the month that Neptune went into my 5th house, I left and ended things with a very trauma bonded person. It was a very fated karmic relationship, and it was so, I'd see shamans. Like like it took a while. This was lifetimes over, but the healing is complete. That was a few years ago. And I also got to leave every bit of that environment behind because I didn't need to live out that dramatization anymore. All that being said is if it feels like daunting, it feels like, oh my God, if this changes and this changes, if it feels like a domino effect, just go with it. Just go with it. One little baby step at a time. One little step at a time. One day at a time. When we look at transits that go for many years, we can't expect everything to happen all at once. And I have created a life where things happen instantaneously and they happen completely. Numerous times in my life, when I moved to Australia, I bought a ticket within a week, I was gone. When I moved home from Australia, I bought a ticket 4 days, I was back in the United States. When I left that life that I was just telling you about, within a month, job, home, every single thing that I saw in my daily life was changed. And that's when Sybil came into my life, my cat. That's the way that my chart does things. So it doesn't have to be yours, but this is sweeping change. So just like when we're sweeping our room, we're sweeping a house, one stroke at a time. We don't sweep one thing and then everything gets cleaned. Sometimes we have to take a few moments in one crevasse. So be kind to yourself, be gentle to yourself. And again, this brings us to 2039. So it's not going to be a day-to-day thing. But if there is something as I'm speaking that's coming up, just look at it. That's all. Cool. Capricorn. Capricorn rising, Capricorn sun, Capricorn moon. Oof, oof, oof. I am being called to put down the Saturn, not Uranus, but because your chart ruler, Saturn, is going to conjunct with Neptune at 0 degrees Aries over here. So, and then it's going to skudadadooch. We'll talk about Saturn another day, but membership groups, the 2026 Companion and All Signs Reading has so much information about Saturn, about your chart ruler. So if you're interested in that, definitely check that out. Tons of extended resources. This is just a few minutes that I've got you for here on YouTube. But this is home and my pocket of the world, safety, cultural family roots. The roots of the tree of your life are down here. So if you feel as though in the past year minimum, but maybe the past 5 years, you've been doing a significant amount of ancestral healing, a significant amount of past life healing, a significant amount of guttural family lineage healing, you're right on time. You're right on time. And this transit really says to me, moving for sure is a huge possibility if that's something that you've been wanting to do for a little while. Definitely with your chart ruler in your 4th house, that's a definite, or upgrading the house, renovations, and letting it be permanent change, but also permanent for now change. What do you mean by that, Sarah? Sometimes when we move, we don't own anything on this planet. We're visitors here. Yeah, we don't take anything with us when we go. So when you're asked to live somewhere, it's because the house wants you to be there, the land wants you to be the one to tend it. You told Mother Earth that you would be the steward of that area. We're the stewards of where we are. That's it. That's it. And this transit says to me, you might be really excited to steward an area, to steward a land, to steward a house, to steward a business, to steward a baby. This is, siblings and home and safety, house of mother, house of father. This is the roots of the tree of your life. And it wasn't easy. I just have to honor you. It really wasn't easy what you've gone through. This transit gets your chart ruler over to Virgo energy over here. So this is home, self, daily life, relationships, deep transformation. This is a huge transit for you. A huge transit for you. And opportunities are endless. What does home mean to you? What does safety mean to you? What do you want to be? There's there's a level of like responsibility that I'm seeing, like you have this like huge platter, like you're going up to the cafeteria line of responsibility, Capricorn, and I'm seeing you with this like massive like serving platter. And everybody's just like looking at you and like, do you want to just take a dinner plate, dude? Like, you don't have to be responsible for anything other than yourself. And so like you're putting down the dinner platter of maybe your whole family and your siblings and everyone and your parents. And you're like, oh, I get to actually just take care of me? Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, that's all you're responsible for, is showing up full and authentic and yourself full. And giving from overflow, giving from a full cup, from overflow. Not say, here, take the cup. Love it. Love it. Aquarius rising, Aquarius sun, Aquarius moon. This is a good sign. Yeah, dude. I am going to put down your chart rulers because they are... Oof, I'm very excited. I'm very excited for this. I'm going to take these away for 1 second. Early learning, communications, and short trips. I don't want to prophesize confusion, but I want to say, like, be ready for everything. Be ready for anything. Don't try to think of what everything and anything is, but just be, like, cool with things being like, whoa, I didn't expect that. I don't need to label it or look into it. That's not my reality, but like, go do your thing. Yeah. Can we let other realities be? Can we be open to, what's the word I want to use? Respecting other people's opinions and perspectives and lifetimes and timelines. Yeah. This is communication and language. Do you want to expand your communication and language? Do you want to speak light language? Do you want to learn a new language? Do you want to travel? You know, this is kind of around town travel. So not planes, but like trains, trams, buses, and cars, and walking, and neighbors, and siblings. Yeah. It's very exciting the way that your chart rulers, Saturn and Uranus, are kind of like widely straddling this transit, and will eventually like move along. They'll eventually move along. Where did they end? I talked about it in the introduction. You end here and you end here when this goes here. So that's 2039. But for now, have your version. It doesn't have to be my version, but having your version of speaking from I statements. Like, that's what we do here at the Caffè. Everyone, anyone is welcome. Share your reality, share your perspective. But the moment that you start to say you're wrong or you need to believe what I believe, nobody has to entertain your reality. Nobody. As long as you feel good within yourself, nobody has to. When you feel good with you and the God of your understanding, Aquarius, it doesn't matter if anybody entertains your reality. It won't matter at all. Because you feel good about you. Yeah. Please reach out if I can be of assistance. You can look at sibling order. You can look at the way you were taught, the boundaries of communication. Look exactly where this is falling in your chart, Aquarius, and really just be okay with things being okay. Being okay to say I agree or I disagree, or that's not my reality. You're saying, thank you for sharing. That's not my reality, but I really respect you and yours. And thank you for sharing. I love seeing your world, and that was so cool. Yeah. You don't have to say, oh yeah. You don't have to go into the head voice and just say, oh, thank you so much for sharing. That's not my reality, but I respect you. And I respect you sharing what is yours. Amazing. Pisces, you did it. Pisces, you did it. Pisces rising, Pisces sun, Pisces moon, you did it. Good times. I'm grateful to be here with you. I'm proud to be a vibrational match for you. And this is going into your house of money and values and access to resources. There's a reason that you're good with money. There's a reason that you understand things. Some of you are good at stocks, some of you are good at bonds, some of you are good at crypto, some of you are good at all these different things, and there's a reason. There's astrological validation. You're meant to do beautiful things. You and Aquarius are definitely meant to do beautiful things in this world, and it's your kind and loving and generous heart that makes you the one that gets to receive. You're the steward of it. How do you steward your resources? How do you define your values? How can you share what it is that you have, and also in the same way teach others to do what it is that you do? It's something very important about the world that we're stepping into, where we're here to empower each other. So if you have a skill set, or if you have a tool, if you have an abundance, it's one thing to be charitable. That's a huge thing. That's a huge thing. But it's also helpful. It's like, give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he feeds for the rest of his life. How can you teach what it is that you know? How could you empower? Some of you do want to have, and some of you, I'm hearing, you're like, I don't want to teach anybody anymore. I just want to give my money away and be done with it. Then, my friend, do it. Start a charity, pick one person, invest in them. It was 11111 when I said that, and be generous. That's okay too. But this is about the access that you have to resources. This is about you having something that could change someone's life forever. So you don't, just like if you have Taurus placements as well, you do not need to sacrifice yourself to teach everybody everything. But if you can, like, make a course or something like that, and this is dramatizations, this is not doctrine, but it's like, say you know how to do this one niche thing. Make a course, do it one time, sell it, and then you can help people all over the world with the skill sets that you know, and you only have to do that once. Or pick someone, invest in them. Some of you for sure need to leave the, not relationship, but like the job that you're in right now. Why would you say that, Sarah? It's early 2026 as I'm talking about that, and I'm just seeing that the South Node is going to be going from your house of relationships into your house of daily life. So just know that. Just know that. It's okay. But yeah, money, values, access to resources, freedom. And this is normally a Taurus run house. So normally it's fixed negative earth. For you, it is positive cardinal fire. Share what you know, what you have, be generous, and also never give out of sacrifice. Never overgive. Like, give from the full cup. The full cup. Not out of obligation, not just because I told you to, but what can you actively, generously from overflow give, Pisces? And reach out if I can be supportive or helpful. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Happy Neptune and Aries.